Jessica couldn't remember how many times she'd wiped down the counter at Mason's Cafe. The small diner in downtown Atlanta wasn't much, but over the past 5 years, it had become her second home. At 28, she knew every crack in the worn, plastic chairs by heart and could predict to the minute when Mr. Thompson would show up for his daily coffee and eggs. Another ordinary day, she muttered under her breath, straightening the name tag on her chest. At 9:45 a.m., the bell above, the door jingled sharply. Jessica looked up instinctively, expecting another regular, but her heart skipped a beat. A tall man stepped inside, dressed in a simple black t-shirt and jeans. His face was unmistakable, plastered across countless news headlines and social media posts. It was Alexander Reed. The cafe was nearly empty, but Jessica noticed a few customers whispering and sneaking their phones out. Alexander looked exhausted, like he was barely holding it together. He quietly took a seat in the corner. I handle this one," Jessica said to her coworker Maria, who stood frozen in shock. She walked to Alexander's table, noting the deep weariness in his eyes. "Welcome to Mason's Cafe," she said warmly, keeping her tone as casual as she would with any customer. "Would you like to see a menu?" Alexander looked up, relief washing over his face. "Just a black coffee, please. I could use a quiet spot to work for an hour." Jessica nodded, understanding immediately. "Coming right up. Don't worry. I'll make sure no one bothers you." For the next hour, Jessica kept her promise. 3 groups of customers tried to approach Alexander for photos, but she politely turned them away. Even the manager, Kevin, wanted to post about the celebrity visit on the cafe's social media, but Jessica firmly objected. "He just wants a peaceful morning," she said, her voice low but resolute. Kevin's face turned red with anger. "You don't get to make these calls," he shouted. "Do you know how much publicity this could bring? Or how much business we could lose if people think we're harassing customers?" Jessica stood her ground, and their argument caught Alexander's attention. He'd been typing on his laptop but now paused, watching with interest. Kevin pulled Jessica aside, his voice a harsh whisper. "You're fired. Pack your stuff and leave. Now!" Jessica's heart sank. 5 years of dedication, never late, never a single complaint, and it had come to this. Still, she held firm. "At least let me finish my shift." "No! Get out!" Fighting back tears, Jessica untied her apron and headed to the break room to grab her bag. Then she heard a chair scrape across the floor. "Excuse me." Alexander's voice cut through the tense silence. "What's going on here?" Kevin's demeanor flipped instantly, his face all smiles. "No problem, Mr. Reed. Just handling a minor staff issue." "I saw everything," Alexander said firmly. "This young woman was protecting my privacy, doing her job, and you're firing her?" The cafe went silent, every customer watching. "Sir, Kevin stammered, at a loss. Alexander turned to Jessica. "What's your name?" "Jessica. Sir?" He pulled out his phone, typing quickly. "Jessica, would you like to join my team? I'm looking for someone with integrity like you for my executive assistant staff." Jessica's legs felt weak. "Are you serious?" "Absolutely. I've been watching how you handle customers. I need someone like you." He showed her his phone screen, where an email to HR was already sent. Yes. I'd love to." Jessica's voice trembled with excitement, her heart racing. "Great. My office will contact you this afternoon. Starting salary is $95,000 with full benefits." Alexander turned to Kevin, whose face was now pale as paper. "As for this place, I'll make sure my followers know how you treat your employees." The next morning, Jessica sat in her tiny apartment, staring in disbelief at the official job offer email. Her phone buzzed nonstop with messages from friends and family who'd seen Alexander's tweet, which had gone viral. It read, "Just witnessed an incredible act of integrity at a small Atlanta cafe. An employee risked her job to protect a customer's privacy. I'm proud to announce she'll join our company tomorrow. Good people deserve good things." Jessica's hands shook as she signed the digital contract. For 5 years, she'd scraped by, pinching every penny, often doubting if her luck would ever change. But in one morning, everything had shifted, all because she'd chosen to do the right thing. Her phone pinged again, a text from an unknown number. "A car will pick you up at 8 a.m. tomorrow. Looking forward to working with you." Jessica looked around her cramped apartment, tears of joy streaming down her face. She thought of her mother, who'd raised her alone, working 2 jobs to keep them afloat, always saying, "Integrity takes you further than any shortcut." "Mom, you were so right," she whispered, wiping her tears. The story spread like wildfire online. Kevin tried damage control, but customers shared eyewitness accounts, and Mason's Cafe's reputation plummeted. Jessica's story, though, became a beacon of hope for service workers everywhere. A week later, Jessica stood in her new office on a high floor of Alexander's company headquarters in Atlanta. The space was bigger than her entire apartment. On her desk was a card. "Thank you for reminding me there are still people who do the right thing for justice. Welcome to the team, Alexander." She ran her fingers over the polished desk, picturing herself days earlier, wiping greasy tables at the cafe. Her phone chimed with a text from her mom. "Baby, I always knew you were destined for greatness. Your dad would be so proud." Jessica smiled, thinking of her father, who'd passed when she was 12. He'd often said, "Your true character shows when no one's watching." This time, someone had seen her integrity, and it had changed her life. On her newly verified Twitter account, she posted her first tweet. "To every service worker waiting for their chance, stay honest, stay kind, stay strong. Sometimes life's biggest surprises hide in ordinary moments. Your moment will come." The tweet was retweeted thousands of times within hours, touching countless hearts. Jessica's story wasn't just about luck. It was a reminder that in a world that sometimes rewards the wrong things, doing what's right can pay off in unexpected ways. That evening, Jessica drove home in the Tesla her new employer had given her as a signing bonus. Passing Mason's Cafe, she saw the parking lot nearly empty. Through the window, Kevin was alone, clearing tables. Most of the staff had quit after the incident. She felt no satisfaction in his struggle, only a hope that he'd learn the value of respect. Jessica had learned something too. Life's biggest turning points aren't always dramatic. Sometimes they sneak in on ordinary days, testing your character in quiet moments. She pulled into her apartment complex, thinking about how she'd soon move to a better neighborhood. Jessica was grateful. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, new responsibilities, and a new life. She was ready. After all, she'd earned this moment with something priceless: unwavering integrity and the resolve to do right in every small choice. Her phone buzzed one last time, another text from Alexander. "Tomorrow's your first executive meeting. Bring the same spirit you had at the cafe. The world needs more people like you." Jessica smiled, set her alarm, and went to bed at peace. Her life had transformed, but she was still the same person, the one who believed in doing the right thing, whether anyone was watching or not. That integrity, more than any job or paycheck, was what made her proudest.